Update time on the Viking II project. I installed a new rear crystal jack. This is for the 120 volts that goes to a Dow key relay. Also installed a new grounded power cord. Let's go inside, take a little guided tour. Alright, we'll start with the rear chassis view, then I'll flip around and show you the front. I cleaned up the 807 wiring, installed a new C9 filter capacitor assembly. That old oil tank is gone. There used to be 4 filter caps here. Now these do the low voltage DC, which is approximately 350 volts. And these little guys here are for the negative bias. They're 22 microfarad at 160 volt. Also cleaned up the AC power input. This was quite the mess. Alright, let's swing around to the front. Alright, starting over here, there's a 68K resistor that goes to the 6AU6 oscillator. It was way out of tolerance. That's been replaced. We have our new CW input jack. The 20K resistor that was on the rear of the function switch was the wrong wattage. So I put in the big gigantic 25 watt 20K resistor. Push-to-talk module is in place. The power is wired, but I have not connected the output pads to the switch yet because there's certain things I'm still wanting to check out before that function works. I have a terminal board mounted here, so when the mic jack comes through, it will simply swing down to these pads. So the blue line is push-to-talk, this is ground, and this is my audio in. The audio input goes down to the two 6AU6s, and that whole area has been rewired too. Every so often, while I'm doing the work on these transmitters, I'll take the time to get out the magnifying glass and a light and inspect my work and also look at past work. In this case, I discovered some gigantic solder blobs. There's one here off of the clamper tube adjustment, and this blob went all the way down to the chassis. At first it kind of fooled me. I was like, what is that? So obviously I'm in collaboration with somebody else that did the past maintenance, so it's always a good thing to re-inspect. These 2 yellow wires that came down, I found a giant glob right where it meets the harness, and it completely wrapped around those wires, kind of like a Johnson prostate. Pretty interesting. It's always fun what you'll find when you're working on these radios. So here's how I have the Viking II propped up on a couple pieces of 2x4. So at this point I'm going to be powering the radio, and I want to test out the audio section. And the cool thing is about this Viking II is you can check the entire preamp section all the way up to the 200 ohm resistors that go to the grids of the 807s. You can verify that preamp is working without applying high voltage. So here's the audio generator providing the signal to the mic input of the Viking II. In this case, I have a terminal board, so we have ground and signal. Signal goes to the first 6AU6 tube. So the Viking is warmed up. Remember, we do not have to turn on plate voltage, just my audio gain. And there's the signal going right to that 807.
Hello, test 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing the TR switch. Hello. Hello, 1, 2. Testing the Johnson Viking II. Beautiful plate modulated transmitter ready for the air.